Alright, so Google Classroom. Here's how to get it started and how to use it. First thing you want to do is you want to go to classroom.google.com. There's no W's in the address, just classroom.google.com. I'll ask you to sign in. Once you sign in with your Google Apps login for CMCSS, you'll have a choice. It'll show you how you're logged in, and you'll have a choice to pick how are you. Are you a student or are you a teacher? When you're using this with your students, obviously you want them to pick student for the first time, and you want to make sure you pick teacher. Once you're signed in, you'll be able to go and make your own classroom. If you are already signed into your Google Drive, a really easy way to find this is to go to the waffle, go down to Classroom. That was really quick, sorry about that. You go back. Again, it's in the waffle, and you go down to More, and then Classroom is right there at the bottom. You go to Classroom. Your page will look a little different than this. Notice I have classes that I'm teaching and classes that I'm enrolled as a member of. More about that in a second. You may see an image that has a picture of a chalkboard and a little handwritten note that says create or join a class and points up to this arrow here, this plus sign here. Click on the plus sign, and you as a teacher can click join a class if you want to join as a member of the class, or create a class if you want to make your own, and that's the one I recommend you doing, is to create your own class. If you join a class and join someone else's class, you'll be in there as a student even though you've labeled yourself as a teacher. You'll be in there as a student and won't be able to add anything more than a comment. So the thing you want to do to make your own class is click create a class. You can join other people's, but you'll have to be invited, and I'll show you more what that is in a minute. Create class. I'm going to call this one, you're really creative, learning stuff. Section, you can put your section number in there, but that's not really necessary. Click create. And there's my class. I can change the theme. I can upload my own photo. I'm going to not do that right now because I just want to show you. In here there is a class code. This class code is what you will give your students so that when they log into their class, when they log into their Google account, they can get to your class by typing this in. This code aligns them to your class and puts your class inside of their list so that from then on they go to classes and they click on yours and they're in. There's no more trying to get you there. That's a one-time use code that you can share with the students as they come in. Alright, students here will show the list of all the students that I have. This is the part where if you're working with a co-teacher, you can click the invite. And then in your context, you need to be able to put in that teacher's name to invite them into teacher's email address, CMCSS address, to invite them to be in your class. Or actually probably, sorry, that was invite for students. Invite teachers under about. I told you that wrong. I have to go back and fix that. So stream shows you everything you have. You can add in announcements, you can add in assignments, you can add in questions. You can reuse a post so that it brings it back up to the top of the list, because by default it's like Facebook. The more stuff you add in here new, it shoves down the older stuff at the bottom. So the newest is always on top. If you want to bring something back up, hit reuse post, it'll bring that one thing back to the top. To create any of these, you simply click on one of them, you type the title that you want to use, any description or directions you want to have in there, pick a due date. You can also add in, you can attach a file, you can use a file you have in your Google Drive to be able to attach that one on there. You can attach a link so that we'll have a place they'll click on it and it'll go to a separate tab in your browser and be able to look at another resource outside of Google, then come back to this browser tab and work on a document that you've included. You can have more than one link inside of here. It doesn't just have to be one thing you've added. You can add a series of things. The sad thing about this is it does use YouTube video, which in our district is blocked for students, but not for teachers. So you can include it here so you can find a YouTube video for yourself, share that one with your students by showing it in front of the class, and then come back and have them just reflect on that or work on the assignment online. They can get a hold of this at home, and at home their YouTube video will work, but inside the school district, YouTube video is blocked for students. If I choose to add a document, let's say I want to use, I don't know, this document here, add. I have choices. My students can view the file. That means all they can do is see it and read it. I can make it so they can edit. Well, if I choose edit, they're all editing the same one. If I have questions on there, and I don't want them going through and deleting the questions and deleting stuff, I don't want them to change my original one. I want them to do this. Most often, I want them to make a copy for themselves. And what that means is when they make a copy for themselves, the second they click open, it makes a copy for them and puts their name on the end of that file name, so that when they turn it in to me digitally, when they click turn in, I get their copy with their name on it. I haven't got to worry about fussing about did you put your name on it, did you put your name on it. It really is kind of nice. And they don't have access or they can't change any of my stuff on the original one, just their own copy. When I'm done, I can have two choices. I can either they can either assign it right now for them to start doing, or I can save it as a draft. That means I can make this up ahead of time, like say on the weekend or in the afternoon for the next couple of days. I haven't got to make it up in front of them. If I save it as draft, they won't see it down here. I'll see it, but they won't. I'll click on that one, can then assign it so it's live and they see it on their side. Now that's the stream. Students allows me to invite students. Again, there's the code. I can give them the option of what they can and can't do. But I really want to keep the posting and comment because this is kind of our closed off Google Apps for CMCSS only. I'm going to keep this, and actually this is even just my own class. They can't talk to other people outside the class. I'm going to leave it on this one because I want to teach them to be good digital citizens while I'm teaching them to read, write, and be good thinkers. About, that gives me the ability to see more information about the class if I have certain folders that are here, and this is the part where you want to invite a co-teacher. And if you get an invitation to be a co-teacher, it'll come from this part, which allow, again, they'll have to have their name in their contacts or type their name in here and be able to invite them to be a co-teacher in their class, so they have the same rights to add in assignments and questions and reuse posts and create announcements, which is different than what students can do. Alright, that is Google Classroom in a snap. Hope that helps.